Hello and welcome to the news at 6. Glad you could join us this Saturday evening. Let's start with the headlines. Curfews relax for the second day in Madhya Pradesh's Mandsaur district. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan starts an indefinite fast in Bhopal to restore peace, urges farmers to discuss their issues. Gorkha Jan Mukti Morcha says it will fight to continue to secure people's rights in the hills. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee reviews law and order, issues instructions to provide support to tourists stranded in Darjeeling and Siliguri. A militant is killed as army foils another infiltration attempt, this time along the LOC in Kashmir's Gurez sector. Army says 14 terrorists have been gunned down in the past 4 days. And British Prime Minister Theresa May forms a minority government, keeps her ministerial team unchanged. German Chancellor Angela Merkel says she sees no obstacles in the beginning of the Brexit talks as scheduled from the 19th of June. Starting with the latest on the farmers' agitation, the situation in Madhya Pradesh's Mandsaur district remained tense but under control today as no new untoward incident was reported from the district. In a move to appease farmers, though, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan began his indefinite fast to restore normalcy in the state. Meanwhile, farmers in Tamil Nadu called off their protests temporarily after the Chief Minister there assured them of fulfilling their demands. Curfew was relaxed for the second day in Madhya Pradesh's Mandsaur district. The epicenter of the farmers' agitation in the state witnessed no untoward incident on Saturday. Curfew was relaxed from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in 5 police station areas. Internet services were suspended though as a precautionary measure.
किसान को मांगों का जैसा भाव जो चल रहा था वही भाव मिलना चाहिए, उचित भाव का मूल्यांकन मिलना चाहिए। अभी जो जहां 5000 के सोयाबीन थी, अरहर थी, वो सब रिवर्स हो गई। इससे दिक्कत तो आई, हालत खराब। एक क्विंटल पे आज भी 2000 का मिनिमम कम पड़ रहा है।
रिवर्स हो गए भाव, जो भी माल है, जो दाना, चनिया, गेहूं वगैरह सब कम पैसे में बेचेंगे थोड़ी किसान क्या, वही तो हो रही है। वो इसीलिए आंदोलन कर रहे हैं किसान।
लागत लगाते हैं 100 रुपया और उनको जाता है तो 90 मिलते हैं, 80 रुपए मिलते हैं, तो ये लॉस वो बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकता है।
Earlier on Saturday, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan started an indefinite fast in Bhopal to restore peace. Speaking from the Dashera Maidan, he urged farmers to discuss their issues.
मैं फिर किसानों को आश्वस्त करना चाहूंगा कि एक-एक प्याज खरीदा जाएगा। चिंता मत करना, तुमने मेहनत से पैदा किया है, तुमने परिश्रम से पैदा किया है। तुम्हारा परिश्रम और तुम्हारी मेहनत केवल किसी भी कीमत पर बेकार नहीं जाने दी जाएगी। आज शिवराज सिंह चौहान पूरे मध्य प्रदेश के किसानों से कह रहा है, 10 जून से फिर तुअर खरीदूंगा, 5050 रुपया क्विंटल खरीदूंगा।
The opposition Congress has dubbed Chauhan's fast as a drama and hypocrisy. Congress workers also protested in Bhopal against BJP's allegation that the Congress instigated violence and fomented the farmer unrest.
किस बात का सत्याग्रह कर रही है सरकार? किसानों को गोली, उनके कर्ज माफी की साहब मनाही, उनको नकली खाद, उनको नकली बीज, उनको नकली रासायनिक पदार्थ, उनको बिजली नहीं, उनको पानी नहीं।
मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि शिवराज जी उपवास में बैठ गए हैं, क्योंकि अब उनको समझ में आएगा कि भूख का क्या मतलब है और किस पीड़ा उन्होंने अपने किसानों के सर पर डाल रखा।
तो ये मानता हूँ कि अपोजिशन का काम है। हम आत्मा जी और मुरारजी भाई की भूख हड़ताल तो मुझे समझ आती है, लेकिन सरकार और सरकार के हाथ में ताकत देने के बाद किस बात के लिए भूखे बैठे भाई? समस्याओं का समाधान करो।
Madhya Pradesh farmers are protesting for a loan waiver and better prices for their farm produce since the 1st of June. The protests took a violent turn after 5 farmers were killed in firing in Mandsaur district on Thursday. The ongoing crisis has claimed 6 lives with the death of 1 more farmer on Friday.
The law and order situation in Madhya Pradesh is getting better day by day, but it consistently remains tensed. Despite of the Chief Minister is sitting on the fast and he has announced a series of plans for the farmers, the farmer leaders are still remain critical and skeptical about the Chief Minister's actions. They are still saying that they can't foresee any positive fallout of all these plans. In Mandsaur, with camera person Sanjay Kumar, Ravin Singh Shoran for Rajya Sabha TV.
Ravindra Sharan, in fact, joining us now live from Mandsaur for more details on what's taking place at the moment. Good evening, Ravindra. Give us a sense, at the moment at least, on how Mandsaur stands. And is there a possibility of any kind of unrest that may occur in the coming days, or has it settled down finally?
Yeah. Good evening, Tracy. Yes, you're right. Mandsaur the situation of law and order is ameliorating day by day. The situation is getting better day by day. But all the eyes are on Delhi today, where the meeting took place for the farmers leaders. They met today in Delhi, and all the people all the farmers who has been agitating here in Madhya Pradesh and different parts of the city, they have also been waiting what is the signal they are getting from their leaders who are meeting there in Delhi. After this, the local police has been deployed, more army, more CAPF has also been called here, so they can avoid any untoward incident, or any tension can be further reduced. If the tension will be escalated, then the police and the local administration is trying to do everything which is possible to avoid any kind of untoward incident. The situation here, the farmers, the best thing for the farmer is when he saw that there is a lot of the best harvest this time is, but they are not getting the MSP. The MSP is very low here. The farmers, they have been criticizing the government. They have been agitating since a long time. And the only thing which the media is taken care of, which the media is highlighting, is that the farmers here, they are demanding waive off of their loans. This is not the right. The farmers are saying if we have been given good MSP, then there is no requirement that we need any layoff from the government. And this is one of the important things which the media is not highlighting. The farmers are saying that we want to work very closely for the development of this nation. But because of the MSP has been reduced, the demonetization is also, Tracy, one of the most important issue which the farmers are saying. This is the immediate cause of this whole agitation. Because when a farmer is going to the markets in the mandi, he has, when he sell off all his harvest, he is not getting the money which he require at this time. He has been given a check as per the policy which the government is coming. He got a check of suppose 50,000 rupees, then he has to go to the bank, and the bank will also not give him the exact amount of cash in back, because the banks are also not allowed to give the whole amount in the cash. This is also one of the reason. Demonetization is also one of the problem which the farmers here are facing. Climate change is also an important issue which the farmers are facing. Despite this, a lot of other issues, the government, all the schemes of the government, they have yet to reach, they have not penetrated here. The soil health card, the Fasal Bima Yojana, the farmers are completely unaware of these schemes. They have not yet taken any benefit out of this, but the government is giving full pays advertisements in the cities, but on the streets and in the fields, the farmers are completely ignorant, and they have not been guided properly by the administration or the officials who are responsible for these schemes.
Absolutely. A lot of issues there, definitely. And it's a good thing that we are highlighting the fact that it's not just loan waivers, really. It's not as shallow as something as that only as far as this protest by the farmers are concerned. Thank you for highlighting those, those problems, Ravindra, and hopefully some of these problems, of course, will go across to the Chief Minister, who is, of course, on an indefinite fast, saying and asking the farmers really to come and speak to him about these issues. We'll leave it there for the moment, Ravindra. Thanks so much for joining us for those details coming in from Mandsaur. Meanwhile, the army continued to patrol Darjeeling, Kalimpong and Kurseong towns as life returned to normal in the hills, with no further violence reported so far. The Gorkha Janmukti Morcha chief Bimal Gurung, however, said that his party's agitation will continue in Darjeeling against Mamata Banerjee's style of politics.
The protests in Darjeeling, spearheaded by the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, found an echo in the national capital on Saturday, with party members staging a protest outside the Bangla House in Delhi.
ममता बनर्जी का अत्याचार अन्याय नहीं चलेगा। हमारी भाषा खाली नेपाली भाषा है, नेपाली भाषा ने मान्यता मिला कितना साल हो गया है, लेकिन अभी हम क्यों बांग्ला भाषा क्यों पढ़ेंगे?
In Darjeeling, GJM Chief Bimal Gurung met party members to discuss their next course of action. He also requested West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee not to play divide and rule politics in the hills. But the party said it will continue its fight for people's rights.
गणतांत्रिक होगा, बहुत अच्छा एक धरना वगैरह वगैरह जुलूस सब ऐसे होगा,
मगर स्ट्राइक नहीं होगा।
स्ट्राइक अभी देखो ना, ये तो इमरजेंसी हो गया, मैं भी स्ट्राइक के पक्ष में नहीं हूँ, लेकिन जबरदस्ती वो आदमी को दबाने का काम करेगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाएगा ना।
तो लास्ट ममता जी को कोई मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
मैं रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूँ, वो एक सीएम है, मैं हम लोग आदर संस्कार करना चाहता हूँ, उसको डिवाइड एंड पॉलिसी नहीं करना चाहिए।
यहाँ पर जो जीटीए को अच्छा तरीका से नहीं चल पा रहे, द गवर्नमेंट हैज एज पर द एक्ट एग्रीमेंट इनको ट्रांसफर करना था 59 डिपार्टमेंट्स, अभी तक फुल्ली ट्रांसफर नहीं हुआ है।
Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee also held an administrative meeting with ministers and police officials to review the law and order situation. She gave strict instructions to officials to provide complete support to tourists stranded in Darjeeling and Siliguri.
কম্প্রোমাইজ কখনো বোমা দিয়ে বোমার হয় না, কম্প্রোমাইজ কখনো বোমা দিয়ে লাঠি দিয়ে আগুন দিয়ে হয় না। সুতরাং আইন আইনের পথে চলবে, যারা অন্যায় করেছে কেস কাছারি যা হয়েছে সেটা প্রশাসনের ব্যাপার, প্রশাসন প্রশাসনের মতো আইনত।
Meanwhile, life limped back to normal in Darjeeling as people resumed work and shops and businesses opened again. The Aviation Ministry allotted 2 special flights of Air India and SpiceJet from Bagdogra to Kolkata for the stranded tourists. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Akhilesh Suman, in fact, joining us now on the phone line from Siliguri for more details on what's taking place. Akhilesh, first of all, those tourists, of course, that were stranded there, Mamata Banerjee, of course, concerned because she herself was stranded until yesterday. How are things on that front?
Actually, CM Mamata Banerjee was not stranded. Actually, she was willingly there. She was saying that I will control everything and then I'll go.
Okay.
So yesterday night, late night, she came to Siliguri. She stayed there, and today she also held a press conference in Siliguri. She talked to journalists, and she said that we are going to give a befitting reply to the Gorkha Territorial Administration, and Mamata Banerjee is now in Kolkata. Meanwhile, the meeting of Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, it is still going on. But what I am getting info from inside that they may go into intermittent strike again from Monday. So this is becoming a confrontational politics between the state government and Gorkha Territorial Administration. And people are feeling pissed off between the two, one giant state government and one small territorial Gorkha Territorial Administration. So results might not be very welcome as far as tourists is concerned, Tracy.
All right, Akhilesh, as far as Darjeeling, the hills are concerned, Kurseong, all of these, Siliguri, all these areas, it has always been a problem for whichever government has been in West Bengal. But, what was it around this time? Was it really just the language issue or has something been simmering for a while now?
I was talking to some Gorkha leaders, activists yesterday, and they were telling that you might be hearing one lady's bite also there. They are telling that, see, we are being projected by this state government as if we are Nepalese. They are telling that we are not Nepalese, we are Indians, and we are as good Indians as anyone else. We have served the country and we still serve the country. So I think that there is a need to understand the whole psychology in the hills that prevails. They have a separate identity, and language is something that is should not be imposed. That when you say about Hindi, the South Indian states resent. And that is how it is inside West Bengal. There is a diverse population. So I think the state government should take care of this type of sentiment, and they should go into dialogue instead of confrontationist and atmosphere. The whole political situation will go into poll bound. And you know that Gorkha Territorial Administration may go into poll in July or August. And I think people are experts are saying that is all being built up so that the polls are polarized. And this is a very petty politicking. They are saying that this type of petty politicking has always been dangerous in Gorkha areas. So I think they are suggesting that Mamata Banerjee should be cautious enough.
All right, we'll leave it there for the moment. Akhilesh Suman, thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully this agitation, of course, calms down a bit for the moment. Thank you so much for joining us. In fact, from the east, let's head to the north now, where a militant was killed today in Gurez sector of Bandipora district in North Kashmir during an army's attempt to foil an infiltration bid. The incident took place when the army suspected movement of militants trying to sneak into the valley from across the border. This was the 8th infiltration attempt in less than a fortnight in North Kashmir. After today's operation, the number of militants killed along the LOC in North Kashmir has gone up to 14 in the past 4 days. The army has killed 41 armed intruders so far this year along the LOC in 24 infiltration attempts. And with that, let's take a look at the other developments from across the country and nationwide. The wife of techie Srinivas Kuchibhotla on Saturday expressed relief after federal hate crime charges were filed against the alleged assailant in the Kansas shooting incident. Kuchibhotla was killed in Kansas on the 22nd of February. The U.S. Department of Justice accused a former U.S. Navy personnel of killing the Indian national because of his race, color, religion and national origin. One person was killed and 2 others injured after a helicopter carrying pilgrims crashed near Badrinath in Uttarakhand on Saturday. The helicopter crashed soon after takeoff, killing a crew member and injuring 2 pilots. All 5 passengers were reportedly safe. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat has expressed grief over the incident. Senior Trinamool Congress leader Iqbal Ahmed did not appear before the CBI for questioning in the Narada case. Citing ill health, he sought more time from the probe agency. The TMC MLA was summoned by the CBI on the 8th of June. The Calcutta High Court ordered a CBI inquiry into the Narada sting operation in which several TMC leaders were caught on camera taking bribes. BJP President Amit Shah is in Raipur. The visit aims to strengthen the party ahead of the 2018 Assembly polls and 2019 general elections. Addressing the media, Amit Shah said that the party will win more than 65 seats and form a strong government. Shah arrived in Raipur on Thursday and had held meetings with party leaders. A quick break here. Up next, the top international stories.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. International news now. In British Prime Minister Theresa May is working to fill out the ranks of her minority government after many of her ministers lost their seats in Thursday's snap elections. May has already announced that the Tories will form the government with the help of Northern Ireland's Democratic Unionist Party, a decision that has not gone down too well with party supporters. Meanwhile, with Brexit negotiations starting on the 19th of June, Germany and EU have both said that they hope that the talks can go ahead as planned.
A day after the election results were declared in the UK, German Chancellor Angela Merkel has said she sees no obstacles in the way of beginning Brexit talks as scheduled. Merkel believes Britain would stick to the timetable, even as she added that the European Union was ready. The talks are due to begin on 19th June.
Zu Großbritannien, ich sage jetzt erstmal, wir von unserer Seite sind verhandlungsbereit. Wir haben uns sozusagen vorbereitet, wir haben die Leitlinien fertig, wir haben den Termin bestimmt und ich gehe davon aus, dass auch Großbritannien, nach dem, was ich heute gehört habe, auch von der Premierministerin, seinen Verhandlungsplan einhalten will. Wir wollen zügig verhandeln, wir wollen im Zeitrahmen verhandeln und deshalb glaube ich, dass zur Stunde nichts dagegen spricht, dass diese Verhandlungen, so wie das auch beschlossen wurde und verabredet wurde,
The European Commission are ready to do business and ready to start negotiations. We hope that the UK will be able to form a stable government as soon as possible, and our negotiating team, headed by Michel Barnier, is very well prepared.
May's office has said that the most senior cabinet members, including Treasury Chief Philip Hammond, Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson and Home Secretary Amber Rudd, will keep their jobs, but she's expected to shuffle the lower ranks of ministers. This follows the defeat of several of her ministers who lost their seats in Thursday's election. There's also some dissent over forming the government with the help of Northern Ireland's Democratic Unionist Party.
What the country needs more than ever is certainty. And having secured the largest number of votes and the greatest number of seats in the general election, it is clear that only the Conservative and Unionist Party has the legitimacy and ability to provide that certainty by commanding a majority in the House of Commons. As we do, we will continue to work with our friends and allies in the Democratic Unionist Party in particular. Our two parties have enjoyed a strong relationship over many years, and this gives me the confidence to believe that we will be able to work together in the interests of the whole United Kingdom.
Even as she faces unrelenting criticism over her decision to call the elections, May has vowed to steer Britain unerringly out of the European Union. With Labour Party increasing its foothold in the House of Commons, she will also have to deal with a strong opposition. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
U.S. Special Forces joined the battle against Islamist militants holed up in the southern Philippines town of Marawi. The Philippines military says the U.S. is only providing technical assistance with no boots on the ground. The battle with the terrorists has entered its third week. The seizure of Marawi city was alarming as Southeast Asian nations feared that the Islamic State was establishing a stronghold on the island of Mindanao, threatening the whole region. The Philippines military suffered its biggest one-day loss fighting the terrorists on Friday. 13 Marines in conducting clearing operations died after an intense house-to-house firefight. They were attacked by improvised explosive devices and rocket-propelled grenades. 58 security personnel, 20 civilians and over 100 rebel fighters have died since the fighting began. And now let's take you through some more international news updates in Global Buzz. The London Bridge attackers tried to hire a 7.5-ton lorry to carry out their attack but failed when the payment was declined, prompting them to hire a smaller van instead. According to officials, the men tied 30 centimeters of pink ceramic knives to their wrists and had petrol bombs in their vans. The three men ganged up to carry out the Saturday attack that killed 8 people and injured a dozen. Brazilian President Michel Temer will remain in office after the Super Electoral Court negated the charges of illegal financing during the 2014 presidential election. After a fierce debate over the past few days, 7 judges on the Superior Electoral Tribunal voted 4-3 against a suit about an alleged campaign. A thorough investigation was called into Pakistan's nuclear proliferation in Iran and North Korea during Pervez Musharraf's government. Pakistan's People's Party Senator Farhatullah Babar, in a statement, said the father of Pakistan's nuclear program, A.Q. Khan, had been singled out for nuclear proliferation and demanded the entire network to be exposed, also adding that it is impossible for a single man to smuggle out huge centrifuge machines and other nuclear material to Iran, Libya and North Korea without assistance of other players. He also further called for an inquiry into the matter. The ISIS has threatened attacks in Saudi Arabia after it claimed responsibility for the attack in the Iranian parliament and mausoleum in Tehran, targeting Shiites that killed at least 17 people and scores of casualties. At least 17 people had died and over 30 were injured. In a video appearing to have been recorded before the attack on Tehran, in fact, 5 masked fighters were shown threatening the Shiites as well as the Saudi Arabian government. That's it on the News at 6. Thanks for joining us.